Okay, vacation's over.
He says vacation's over like we just took a vacation. We worked through our vacation. We just didn't YouTube, sorry. But hey, we're back.
Alright, we're in my truck today. We're staying in the yard, we're not going anywhere. But we're starting a new project today. One that I'm sure Kenner's super excited about. We'll go back here and have him tell us about what we're doing today. Okay, let's hop in. Alright, let me grab the pen. Huh? Let me grab the pen. Alright, Kenner, so tell us what we're doing today.
That is going in the shop finally.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
What's the plan, do you know?
We're gonna set up the front clip and set the body where it needs to be.
Huh. Apparently that hook's the wrong size for that pin to go in all the way. But it's in enough it's not going anywhere.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Perfect.
Alright,
Are the axles actually is the size connected?
Yeah.
Okay. So at least those things are changed, right? Yeah, no, actually. I'm just gonna laugh if he just spins tires though.
I'm pretty sure the rear tires are turned.
Well, that's too easy. Yeah, because these tires still have air in them.
Yeah, the front tires are pretty good.
Wow, that might be the easiest turn ever. Yeah, it doesn't weigh like anything. I think the rear tires even still have air in them. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's like small.
Those tires still have air in them. I think it's just the one there that doesn't have air in it. Well, that one still has some air in it. It's not totally flat. It's just not very full.
So we just got it in. A little comb of what it's like in all its glory.
For nothingness.
Yeah. So, before we get started, Kenner, you need to share a little bit on how this truck came to be, why you chose this truck, a little bit of that for everybody.
Okay, so forever I wanted a Nova, but I could never find one. So, because none of the 1970 ones exist, and if you do find one, they're like 20 grand. So they're way too much. And then I looked for a carry-all on a 50, but never came across one of those either because they never made very many of them. But then I came across this truck and I showed it to Kian and he was looking at it, and then my dad looked at it, and then a week later my dad's like, you might as well just go pick it up because it's all that we need. So me and Kian, I think it was that Saturday.
No, it was the next Saturday. We decided Friday night at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we loaded a bunch of stuff in the Suburban, we hooked up the trailer, and then we got up at 5 and left at 6. We drove up to Crump, Nevada to get it. Helped the guy move a bunch of stuff that he had in front of it.
Oh, we'll have to actually include a video. He had an old, it's probably like a 95 Saturn SL2.
Oh, yeah, and I got in it when he was moving it with his tractor and stuff.
Yep, it was turned into a rally car. So by the time we started getting home, I was getting super tired. It was a long day. It was super hot. I just wore out.
Drove off, Kian took a nap. I didn't do anything. Then apparently when we got back on the road, I fell right asleep.
Literally, we hadn't pulled, we were on the on-ramp and I'm getting up to speed and I look over and he's asleep.
Yep. And then next thing I know, we're pulling in over there and I wake up and then we finally get home at 5 in the morning. So we'd been gone for 23 hours.
Yeah, it was exactly 20, almost right on the dot to the minute.
I just crawled right into bed and I was out.
Yeah. But it was a good trip.
Yeah, it was fun.
So let's explain what we got a little bit. What is this?
So it's a 1950, 52-ish. So we're gonna put 52 doors on it, so this is gonna be a 52.
The cab's a 52 then?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I pulled up that VIN. It's a California truck from a 50 to 53.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it's a 52. On an S10 frame, and it's got a car 12 bolt rear axle, which was kind of cool to see when we got it.
We were not expecting to see that. I was already in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So what's kind of your plan? What do you want done on the truck?
Just resto mod, kind of. Just kind of make it how it was stock, with just the S10 frame and an L53 LS in it.
You want it to look original but not be?
Yep, where I can actually drive it and not have to deal with the original 6-cylinder.
Okay.
The whole 93 horsepower.
What do you think, Dad? Anything you'd add?
Let's get to work.
All right.
Okay.
No, it's a win.
Oh yeah. That really strong American fork wind.
I'm failing. There's not much to hit.
Yeah, you need the ground. Close. You need to go in more into the bracket though. You're starting to get the frame.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Ben.
This was worse.
That's impressive, actually.
Oh wow. That was all the wheels. Well balanced. Oh no, they're just not on tight.
Quiet on the set there for a sec. What, Kenner? You giving me lip, boy?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. It's probably good because I'm such a scary guy, huh?
Yeah.
Kenner and Kyler have been grinding away on this for the last couple hours. Thankfully, they're done with that. Holy moly, that was getting a little out of control. But
It was like,
look,
go!
yeah, it took a nosedive, huh? Where did you disappear off to, Corbin?
Oh, I just went inside me.
Okay. Get away from the noise.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Everything looks pretty good. All cleaned up, got all the little extra things off. We're ready to tack some of the brackets on that came in this kit. Try it out, mock it up, see how everything looks. I'm guessing we're gonna have to probably cut these brackets down because in the pictures it looks like the cab sits way higher than I want it to sit. In doing so, I'll probably have to cut the floor and the firewall for engine and trans clearance, but I'd rather have the cab channeled down over the frames. But here's the kit. It's actually not a bad kit. And it wasn't that much money, so even if it saves us an hour of time, it was money well spent. Instructions are pretty good, and gives us instruction on how to make the running board brackets. So all in all, even if we only use half the brackets, it's still money well spent, and this guy spent a lot of time laying this out. I don't know what his name is, but
It's a Christopher J. Clapp, I think.
yep. Well, thanks, Christopher. You saved us a lot of time engineering this. Time to break out the measuring tape and get these tacked in place. Once we get them tacked in place, we'll get the frame back on the ground, set the cab on it, and see what we get.
And this is Kyler.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Well, Mom feels like she's got to introduce you because no one knows who you are.
Because you're rarely out here.
Yep. Hi. Gotta love new projects, especially when it's something I've never done before.
That's what you love.
Well, yeah, this one's kind of a challenge. Not sure what to do. I'm not sure if I'm in love with this whole thing.
What's your issue?
Just the whole 6 inches of gap between the body and the frame doesn't strike my fancy all that well. But that's how these are, and I mean, it'll be fine because it's got the running boards that hang down below the frame so far. So we got the cab set on, we got the driver's side fender on, and now we're gonna put the passenger side fender on and see where we're at front to back. We slid the cab back up 1 inch from where it was. And I think it's close, but I think it needs to go back just even a little bit farther, because I don't think the tire's quite centered in the wheel openings. We'll get this fender on and then we can step back a ways, look at it, and decide. But we just still have those brackets tacked onto the frame. Height-wise, it's gonna be fine. I was thinking it was gonna have to come down, but we can't come down, otherwise the bottom of the fender will drag the road. Yeah, cab.
No sparks for us.
At least not that kind of sparks.
Yep. So yeah, we'll get this fender on, make some decisions, get the cab back off after we decide where everything's going to be. Cut the brackets off the frame, move them, and then we can put them exactly where they need to be.
Hey! What are you doing, guys? Let's not take my cab out.
Okay, we got that other fender on, and we rolled it out of the shop so we could step back and look at it and see how much we like it. And I think it'll be good. We got, what do you think, Corbin? Think it's gonna be good?
I don't know.
You don't know? You're just jealous because it's not your truck.
Corbin's like, how'd you know?
I was just like, I mean, they look cool, but I don't know.
Okay.
It's just like, do I want one? Yeah. Who knows?
I don't know about
All
time
right.
I'm done. We'll
Time
have
it's
the
done,
parts
you'll
to build
want it, I
another one.
promise. So, okay. The main thing I'm worried about and why we pushed it outside was so that we could look at the tire inside the wheel opening. After we slid the cab back 1 inch, that looks dead on. I think we're good. So we'll push it back in the shop, lift the cab off, cut the brackets off the frame, and move them backwards 1 inch so everything lines up properly. Oh yeah. Yep, gotta take the fenders off, so.
Gotta crawl my little hole.
Yep. Climb inside the fender there. The fenders on these things aren't all that much fun to put on. I'm sure somebody's done them a million times and know exactly how to do it, but I sure don't, so. Maybe we just need to stick Corbin in there. He's small enough, he can get it done.
Pretty much. Right away.
All right, let's get her back in the shop. Yeah, Corbin, yeah.
It's kind of awkward on the other side.
Okay, still plugging away on this. Cab's back off. We have these marked to where, oh, let's go back to this so the sun's shining in. So we got this marked where this cab mount needs to move. I'm using some different insulators for the cab mounts itself, so we needed smaller holes. So Kenner made these to go right here. That'll help reinforce these a little bit. So while Kenner's waiting for me to weld those together, he's gonna cut off these motor mounts that were already put on here. Kenner got the small pry bar out and see if we can get this,
Yeah, the small big one.
the small big one.
There's
It's
still bigger
small
ones.
pry bar. It's small pry bar.
Okay.
It's
No, I think you
small,
gotta do some more cutting.
but
Do I?
Yeah, so you need to
There's
cut.
a tack on this side that I can't get to fully.
Yeah, you should be able to get to that.
Actually, I just need to turn the grinder a little bit more. I should be able to get to it.
Yeah, so you just gotta cut that just a little bit more.
Okay.
Because once it starts to tear,
It'll just.
it should just go kind of like the brackets on
Yeah.
the frames. Oh yeah, look at that.
Hey, let me come help you with our small pressure wrench.
Okay. Using all the little stuff today.
Oh
Yeah.
Okay. can get down in there. There we go. Hey.
One down.
Yep. At least it's
You know-
not like 12, it's only 2.
Yeah, just a 2 and then a little more grinding.
I know, like yesterday. I think we're all sick of your grinding yesterday.
Yeah, we're sick of your crap, Kenner.
Well, excuse me!
Oh, be nice.
Oh, okay. I am so sorry. Your life is so hard.
That's better.
That's better.
Yep. Kenner got the mounts off and the welds ground off. We got the plates all built and welded on. I still need to weld this side, so I'll do that here in just a second. And let's see, this is one of the body mounts right there, the cushions that go here. Now go just like that. Have these cut to height. These are just 1 inch tall, and these started out life as a CJ or a YJ body mount that I cut down. The rear ones I haven't cut yet, as we need to get the cab on, and the way the cab mount goes on the back part may be different, so I need to measure the height and then I'll cut those to go in, and then we'll be ready to bolt this cab down. Once the cab's bolted down, we'll get the front clip bolted together and figure out what we need to do with the radiator support. We got the cab all bolted on, built some cushions. They're just some old Jeep body mounts. Got those all put in. Still not in love with the cab sitting so high above the frame, but the cab is sitting there level and square. Next step is we got to cut these inner fenders to clear the front suspension, as that inner fender goes right here, so this control arm's going to hit it. Got to notch that, see if we can get all this stuff to bolt together, and then we can figure out what the radiator support needs to look like, and see if the grill will go in. I don't even know how the grill bolts in. Is it bolted in here?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it also catches these bolts
Does
too.
it?
I can't remember though, but I know for sure it uses these two.
Okay. Yeah, this is all new to me. Guess we'll learn together, huh?
I guess this is as good as mine.
Yep. Okay, well, keep, I think we got some air now, so you should be able to cut that. Yeah, Kean forgot to open up the compressor room door when he was bead blasting some parts for his Jeep here, and overheated the compressor and it shut itself off. But he just about has his front end back together for his Cherokee. He's putting WJ knuckles on it and WJ brakes, so just trying to get all the bits and pieces put together to make that happen. Okay. Yay. How's it feel to cut a 70-year-old piece of metal off?
Like every other piece of metal?
Feels just the same, huh?
Yep.
Doesn't feel any older?
Nope.
Okay. That piece probably is at least 70 years old, so.
Probably.
Yep. Well, should set this on, see if we can get a bolt in the fender. Yeah. So we got the end of the frame cut off, so we can hopefully get this grill in place. We got the inner fenders trimmed up. They're pretty good. Yeah, everything's starting to shape up a little bit. Once we get the grill in, it'll actually start to look like something, and then we can figure out what the radiator support's supposed to look like, and figure out what size of radiator we need to get ordered. But we mostly are just looking for the instant gratification. Want it to look like a truck again, so. Oh, Kyler.
Yeah.
So we're all about the instant gratification, so.
Cereal, nice breakfast, cereal. More instant gratification.
Oh,
What's he saying?
Yeah, no idea. I have no idea what he's saying.
so try not to do that because it bends the blade.
Yeah,
That thing's more warped than my brain.
well, before.
Yeah. I've been doing this a long time, so my brain's pretty warm. Here, let's see that one. You hold that.
Sure. I can do something.
Okay.
Maybe. Other than be a 3D printer, or not really?
Yeah, this is a new medium for you, huh? To go to steel from
Plastic?
especially huffing all that plastic up there and printing it, huh?
Hey, I have a fan to remove all the ABS fumes, okay?
Okay. All right. So your brain might be kind of warped too. You want to grab that? Let's see.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
See what we can do with this here, huh?
Yeah, I'll let you have with that. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm afraid we're gonna have to change that blade. Once you catch it and bend it, then it's never the same.
Guess you learn what not to do pretty quick.
Yep.
Do not bend blade.
Not if you want to be able to make a straight cut.
What's a straight line?
So,
Is it
especially when you're working with a long blade. This one didn't have as much paint on the end.
Yay, made it a lot easier to get in. Less painful.
Yeah.
No pun intended. She gone.
All better.
So straight?
It's still straight.
Man.
See? I'll have to look at my
impressive.
ugly mug. Distort all the...
Hey, people watch that.
Should we see if the grill fits now?
Yes, Tyler, become the camera human.
The camera holster.
The camera holder person.
Oh, so we gotta pull that. These bolts out.
Oh yeah, we're hitting bolts.
Yep. Bolts removed.
They ate my arm.
Just make sure they'll thread in.
I think it's called Aaron. Missing its upper lip. Kinda, sorta. We could grab the hood and just set it on it.
No, I'm actually more worried about the radiator support situation. If we do this right, we'll build the radiator support to go in front of this. I think we're going to cut these aprons apart and build the radiator support to come.
Oh, build
right
it
here.
inside of the.
Yeah.
Make everything stronger.
Well, give us more.
Have enough room for a condenser doing that?
Yeah, because the radiator will sit inside of it.
Oh, okay.
We'll have tons of room right here.
We'll lose 2 inches if we put it right there. Well, I don't have 2 inches to give up, so.
The nice thing is too is we have the radiator there. We got all this room to put a condenser.
Well, what are you gonna put in all this room?
Another.
Really?
No, I'm gonna put Corbin in there. Push, little child.
Have them Flintstone it around?
Pretty much.
So we have all of this bolted together now. Just been thinking about how we're gonna build the core support so we can get a decent sized radiator in it. The original radiators and they sat really high, like up here, high, almost touching the hood. And I don't really want that. That was fine for the original 6-cylinder, but the V8, they look terrible. It makes the engine look like it's sitting way down inside, and I just don't like the looks of it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut these fenders like so, and then we'll put the radiator support back inside the fender here. So this will be the This will be the inside edge of the radiator support. That'll give us enough room for about a 30-inch wide radiator. And then we can keep the radiator fairly short. It'll only sit up maybe an inch above the fender level. We should be able to make that look good. And then on the inner fenders, we've got an extra inner fender over here. We'll have to round up one more inner fender. But we'll take this curve right here, incorporate it into this right here. So this will come and then curve in to the radiator support and make it look original and finished, and I think that'll be reasonably easy to do. Just tie the whole truck in, make it look right. I don't really care for the flat aftermarket custom style inner fenders that people make for these. They just don't match the lines of the truck. I kind of like the original style inner fenders, and with all the curves and roundness that match the outside. We'll build off of those. We'll have to, like I said, we'll have to round up one more inner fender to do that. But for now, we'll get everything squared up on the cab and the front end, and then we'll pull the grill out of it, and I'll have Kenner cut this chunk out of the inner fender, and then we should be able to start building the radiator support at that point. Guess we'll grab a measuring tape and see what we can do to get this all squared up.
Yep.
Well, Kenner, why don't you, little enthusiasm, it is your truck. So.
I know, I just don't want to cut the inner fender all that bad.
Oh, I know. It's hard to want to cut 70-year-old sheet metal that's in such good shape, but they just don't work for us.
Yep.
I think the end result will be worth it though.
Hopefully.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
Okay, it's been a little bit, but we're back to it. Finally get back to working on my Blazer again. Get another Blazer and getting married and going on a honeymoon and everything. It's been just a minute, but just the other week I replaced the Hydro Boost because it had been leaking inside. Still see the mess it was making in there. Anyway, I didn't get any video on that because we have all the video of when Kendall initially did it, and it's all the same stuff. Had to redo the push rod that goes into it and all that stuff. So a little bit of time, but nothing too crazy. But now we're gonna fix the other big leak. Well, the input seal to the power steering box. We got that all pulled out. This little piece actually came off, which is good. So I just got to replace the seals right here. But interesting thing that I just learned as we were pulling apart. So if you ever deal with one of these steering boxes, do not let that slide out, because then you pull the steering box off and you rebuild the whole thing, because it lets the recirculating balls in here all kind of fall in where they shouldn't be. And then, well, if you put it back together at that point, you buy a new steering box. So anyway, I'll replace those seals, get this back together, and hopefully I'll have a running driving truck again. Move it in and out of the shop and get a little bit more work done on it.
All right, me and Kenner have been busy cutting stuff for this. We got the brace piece cut for the side. So the way this is gonna mount is we'll have these pieces, and they'll cap the bottom of this, and then the bolt will go through here. So that'll be our cap and that, and this will reinforce it. And then these brackets will be the brackets that go on the side of the frame, and then the mount, the cushion piece, whatever you want to call it, will go like this.
Super squishy.
So it will go, essentially it'll be that. Just like the cab, you got to have an insulator on here so that all the vibrations from the truck don't tear everything apart, lets everything move around a little bit. So these are the same cushions we're using on the cab itself too. So they're just some Jeep mounts that I had, and they just happen to be the right ones. I cut the ones down on the frame to be about 1 3/8 tall. These ones I may cut down as well, but for now I'm gonna leave them tall so we have lots of options. So once things progress, we get the radiator in and everything's for final alignment, before we tear it apart, I may trim them down and adjust it. I'll start welding. One side tapped together. Turned out to be a pretty good weekend that we had on this truck. We got quite a lot done. Probably a little more than I'd expected, especially never really working on one of these trucks before, so I think it's gonna be good. Kenner's definitely excited to have it, but that takes care of it for now. Till next time, remember, the greatest forgiveness you can give is usually the forgiveness you give yourself. Thanks for watching.